Okay, so let's start modeling. We want to keep things quads all the way through, and we want to keep things as simple as possible for as long as possible to keep the editing as easy as possible. All right, so very first thing we're going to do is create a plane from our Polyflow shelf. And here I'm going to go into my perspective view, even though initially we're going to be working a lot in the side and front views. But I'm going to right press here and I'm going to assign a new material. And we can just use a Lambert. And Lambert here, I'm going to name it Model T for Model Transparency. And I'm going to bring the transparency up to 2/3 to 3/4, something like that. I am then going to rotate it 90 degrees uh, in X, and then I am going to go to my front view and check this out. All right, so I'm going to use my scale tool, and I'm just going to scale this up somewhat. Okay, I'm then going to right press, choose vertex, marquee select over those two vertices, take my move tool, hold down X so that it snaps to the grid, and I'm going to snap it to the Y. Now it's very important that anytime we move any of these points that are going to be really running down the middle of the face, that we move them only in Y at this point, because now this is where we're going to then eventually mirror and merge. Okay, so what I want to do is I just want to bring this probably somewhere down to the middle of the forehead. I'm going to take this again in Y. I'm just going to bring it to the bottom of the chin. Okay, this I'm going to move down and maybe move sort of somewhat to the temple, what I think is where the temple is. And here it's going to mark out sort of the jaw here. And everyone's face is going to be a little bit different, but not to worry. Okay, with that done, we want to move these 2 points. Well, actually, we want to first see where the face is. Well, the whole face is actually way too far back, so I'm going to move this forward. Okay, something like that. Not to worry. Don't try and place the points in, at this point. We're just, marking things in. Okay, and then I'm going to marquee select the side ones, and they do need to push back. Okay, so this one is going to be, again, I'm trying to sort of see through the hair and get to the temple, and then this is probably going to be sort of a little bit more the jaw. Okay, all good. Next up, I'm going to use my insert edge loop tool, and I'm going to just mark out a box for the eye. There we go. Very nice. And with that done, I'm going to go in here, choose face mode, select this face, and I'm going to hit extrude. Then let's go into the side view. Front view. I'm going to click on a scale tool to activate the scale uniformly from the center. I'm going to scale that in. Not to worry too much about matching the eye too well. I'm just going to hit delete. So we're going to create a hole there. I'm going to select this now and also hit extrude. Click on a scale tool. And there I get my scale uniformly. I'm going to bring that in. Not to worry too much. Hit delete. But in this case, I'm also going to take this side one and hit delete there. Now, right press, choose vertex, select this, and here I'm going to use my move tool, hold down X, and snap it again to that Y axis. Again with this one, hold down X and snap it to the Y axis. Now I'm going to take this and I'm going to move this to the top of the lips, something like that, and this as well to the bottom of the lips. There we go. Now this, I'm going to just mark out the corner of the mouth. Again, we're only dealing with a few points, so you can't get too accurate here. And there we go. Okay, with the eyes, same thing. Just marking out the eyes very simply, just with basically a rectangle. Okay. Now let's go and take a look in our side view so things aren't perfect here by any means. I'm going to take this, and again, be careful not to try and match, because if I go into 4 views, let's just look at these 2 views. It's really kind of good that my imagery didn't match up perfectly, because a lot of you, it's very rare that that happens. So I'm going to go in there. That point is sort of matching up the top. Let me see, I'm sort of fudging between the two. They're not going to be exactly, and this is not the bottom of the lips, as you can see here. Okay, but I'm not going to move this vertically. If I move it vertically to match in this image, of course it goes wrong there. So I'm going to again just take this back to there for now. And this is actually pretty good. I'm just going to match the bottom of the chin kind of right there. All right, now I'm marquee selecting this. I'm going to move this, and we've now got kind of our mouth marked out. I'm going to take this, just mark that in there, and this maybe just bring that back a little bit, and bring this forward maybe. Oh, well, these eyes, but we're going to fix that shortly. Okay, so maybe this is a little too far. Oh, so let's just do that. All right, so this is good, and we will continue adding detail in the next demo.